A very good afternoon and welcome to one and all present here. After successful completion of AICT Training and Learning Academy, 5 days eFDP on OECD Principles of Good Laboratory Practices, so we have gathered here at the page to improve the golden moment of the opportunity and catch the gift that is in our reach is the green part of life. I, Madhvi Gumre, Assistant Professor, this opportunity on behalf of SSR College of Pharmacy to welcome all of you today to this valedictory ceremony of year. I welcome Hon'ble Dr. M.N. Saraf, Dean at SSR College of Pharmacy, Mumbai, respected Principal Dr. Sanjeev Acharya, SSR College of Pharmacy, staff members, and all dear participants. May I take the pleasure of respected Principal, SSR College of Pharmacy, and convener of this eFDP, Dr. Sanjeev Acharya, to address the gathering. Sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Respected M.N. Saraf, sir, Dean and Principal of Pharmacy, Mumbai. All the dignitaries who have been in today's event, all participants, all participants. It's an immense pleasure to propose this valedictory function. We have tried our level best to gather the best, we can say, resource persons who are working in a GLP compliant facility in the country. And I am very much happy to share to you all that most of them have given their valuable time to us. And the entire 5 days exercise, after that, it is very, we can say, envisaged. GLP overall facility is, we can say, one kind of a big task. It's not like sometimes archiving the slides also. We feel that it's a very small thing, but after interaction, it has found that it is a big effort. Data archiving, how to manage the details, what are the level of you can say, studies you have to keep, what are the compliance you have to keep. These all are the things which we have learned in the last few days. This entire task was not possible without the proper coordination, and I am very much happy to share that my team, Dr. Shri, Dr. Vishal, all entire team of faculty members who has coordinated this event has immensely contributed to this, and due to that, today we are in position that we are able to conclude for what our expectations. There may be certain things which may be out of control, and I am really apologizing from my team that certain things which has technical issues happened due to our remote place. Specifically, even we are in a village, specifically out of the town of around 5 kilometers away. Due to that, certain things were out of control. Sir, Saraf sir, I'm very much thankful to you that I'm personally on behalf of SSR College of Pharmacy. I welcome you. You accepted our invitation and graced this occasion as a we can say it is all you. Because of that, we got the chance to get we can say sponsorship from AICT, because that is the exercise with the MBA accreditation we received, and we received this particular grant. So, on behalf of Institute, I am again thankful to you that because of your input, this thing has happened. And we are very happy that this is the first grant and you are part of that event. So, thank you, one and all. I am also thanking VS Sharma sir, if he is available, Dr. Kashid sir, who has been part of the resource person, and Sharma sir has given us a lot of contact of this all compliant people. And due to that, we were able to contact them, and they agreed as a resource person. I thank all the participants that they have participated very actively, posed many such questions that has made this event more interactive and more learning oriented. With this, I will thank one and all to the team members in this entire event coordination. Thank you, one and all.
The fragrance of the flower spread unknown directions of the wind, but the goodness of a person spreads in all directions. Ladies and gentlemen, we are delighted to have with us Dr. Saraf as the Honorable Chief Guest of the Valedictory segment. I feel privileged to have introduced you to this great personality. Presently, Sir is a dean at SSR College of Pharmacy, Mumbai. Sir has wide for academic. Sir has received many national and international awards like IPA. Sir has written patents to his credit. Sir has received 24 research grants. He guided 22 PhD students and 55 M.Pharm students. Sir is a prestigious author of a number of papers on his subject. Sir is a prestigious author of a number of papers on his subject. He has published 51 papers, national and 28 in international scientific journals. He carried out number of the projects in various areas. His major areas of research are immunopharmacology, pharmacology of medicinal plants, and toxicology. He had organized and attended number of the training program, workshops, and conferences. It is now my great pleasure to invite Dr. M.N. Saraf to enlighten this event with your kind words. Over to you, sir.
Well, thank you very much for the nice introduction. At the outset, I would like to thank Dr. Sanjeev Acharya, principal of the college, for giving me this opportunity to be the part of this valedictory function and to say a few words on this occasion. Essentially, the subject that has been chosen for this 5 days AICT sponsored training and learning academy, AICT Training and Learning Academy, that is OECD Principles of GLP, has been well thought of in the sense that today we are living in an age of global scenario. And when it comes to the safety of the drugs, then testing, toxicity testing is most important and integral part of not only pharmaceuticals, nutraceuticals, as well as the other important such products, including cosmetics. And safety in an age of COVID that we are living in is quite obvious and important. I feel that a program of this type is so very important in academic scenario, because the exposure that is there on this subject is only theoretical, which is covered in the 4 years degree, or to some extent, I mean, in the postgraduate program. And it is not possible to perceive the important features of this OECD Principles of Good Laboratory Practices unless and until it is supplemented by a actual reality in terms of the persons who actually experience that. And this is only possible when there is an active contribution by the learned and well trained members, especially from the industry, who can throw a light on the intricacies that are involved in the good laboratory practices. And that is what has been, I believe, achieved during this 5 days program. I could see that a host of experts from different research institutions and industries have taken part in the 5 days training program, and I'm sure that the deliberation has been quite useful to the participants. It is I would like to share my own experiences when I was in the Bombay College of Pharmacy. Bombay College of Pharmacy is now an autonomous organization in the country, and this is known for a very strong industry academy linkages. And I understand that right from the time when I joined this institution way back in 1991, there was a continuous movement towards doing some active work in the areas of toxicology. In fact, when I joined as a professor in pharmacology in this organization, the task that was given to me by the then principal, Dr. H.P. Tipnis, was that I should uh, evolve a kind of a laboratory structure which can cater to the needs of the industries for toxicology. And we wanted to develop a full-fledged toxicology research center. So soon, at that point, I was involved in setting up of that laboratory. In any organization, the biggest challenge that is there for working, faculty members is to have adequate basic facilities for instrumentation and the research. And in the field of toxicology, the immediate things that I anticipated to have were two important things in terms of automation and in terms of activity that can go on. And they were auto analyzer and the cell counter. And obviously, a government aided institution, a state government aided institution like Bombay College of Pharmacy, at that point of time did not have these facilities. And I was required to organize for that. So then I immediately decided to write projects to AICTE to fund for these facilities. And I wrote the projects under the scheme of MODROP. And I was immediately in the very next year, we could have these facilities involved in which we could procure auto analyzer and the cell counter of Trans-Asia make. And then with that, I was able to start with the activity immediately, because all other things are supplementary things which were easily available and can be to some extent outsourced. So toxicology research facility to be developed in a pharmacy organization is definitely not difficult, provided there is a burning desire to do something for the industrial kind of linkages. And that is something which industry also very much in need, because they cannot have a full-fledged toxicology research facility, or for that matter human resources employed. It becomes an expensive affair for them, and they often are tending to outsource that. But when it comes to outsourcing for these, there are again limitations, because there are not too many such laboratories. Though now there are a couple of good number of laboratories developed, but I'm talking of the time when it was around in the 1995 or around 2000 also. There were hardly any facilities that were available there. So there was acute need of a kind of a program or activity that can be initiated at the academic level. And we could develop this facility, and then we started working on it. The industry's requirements in terms of carrying out these works are something that they want the quality work, number one. That means they expect that the activity that is carried out has to be of the level of global acceptance, or it can be accepted at the regulatory agencies like DCGI. So we tried our best to ensure that that is done. So whenever our reports used to go to DCGI, that becomes a model for them whether they can approve Bombay College of Pharmacy laboratory facilities for toxicology research work. And our work was approved by DCGI, and we continued then with that kind of our rapport that we could develop a quality toxicity testing facility in the Bombay College of Pharmacy. And then we had a large number of such projects that we could undertake for the industries. And in fact, in the generic kind of drugs era, where there is a requirement by DCGI for satisfying the new drug requirements, this became a very useful kind of a situation and win-win situation in terms of the the requirements, and we could not only carry out this work, but we could make that as a symbolic kind of activity of the Bombay College of Pharmacy, and that gave a lot of revenue also to the institution, as well as as a consultant for that I used to also get the benefit of it. Not only that, the students who used to carry out these work, they get a kind of expertise and facilities that they can eventually use it in the industry in the later part of their life. The concept of good laboratory practice is so very important, not only for toxicology, but for all disciplines. But then when it comes to that understanding, when the person is required to implement them, then such a knowledge of the latest aspects on the subject matter is extremely important, and one must be updated in terms of its continuous changes that are there in this field. And I'm sure that at the postgraduate level, this subject is taught, but then a student finds sometimes very boring, because they feel that there's more of a something that they have to imagine. But then when it comes to the practice, and when one actually implements them, then one enjoys actually the basic principles behind the good laboratory practices. So this is a subject matter that institution has selected, and they had organized this 5 days program for the benefit of these people who are interested in this, our faculty interested in this from all across the India. And I'm sure that that has been a very important and successful event for the SSR College of Pharmacy. I'm happy that this college, I had the opportunity to visit this college just hardly a year or so back, and I'm very impressed that the kind of facility that are provided by the management of the institution. And I'm as Dr. Sanjeev Acharya said, that this is something first of its kind of the sponsored program now under the banner of and Learning Academy, and I'm happy that this has been very nicely organized, and the industries, the faculty members from the different industries who took part, and that from the research organization who took part, have shared their knowledge for the benefit of the participants. This is something I believe that would be continued in terms of this excellence. All those who participated in this program, they should not limit that as a kind of participation, but they should really take that further in their academic organization to use the concept of good laboratory practices in real spirit. And the success of this particular uh, 5 days workshop would only be achieved if this knowledge is really shared with the others, colleagues of theirs who have participated, as well as those who are actually taking training in their organization. And I think that they should have a written report, a detailed written report prepared on the proceedings of this workshop and what benefit they have been able to get out of this. They should have the strategy to identify key important points that they can put that into their organization, and they should follow that, because good laboratory practices is something which is a most integral part of any practical work in the college. And there are so many practicals and so many subjects in which the knowledge of this good laboratory practices is important. So I feel that the participants would take a serious note on the proceedings of these workshops, and try to really implement them, and I'm sure that this benefit will be there to all their other members of the organization. I would also like to compliment Dr. Sanjeev Acharya that they have successfully done it along with their teachers like Dr. Chirag Patel and Dr. Vishal Modi and other faculty members. And I look forward to their continued such efforts to see that in future also they come out with some such strategies that can benefit the other institutions, and they would select some such topics which are bridging in the gap between the academy and the industry. With these words, I once again compliment the entire organization and the team of the management for successfully completing this venture. And I would like to thank also for giving me this opportunity to be the part of the valedictory function. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. Your words were full of adequate and valuable knowledge. Dear participants,
Thank you
we
very
are
much,
happy to
Dr.
have Dear participants, we are happy to have with us another dynamic personality as the guest of honor, Dr. Vijay Sharma. It is now my great pleasure to invite Dr. Vijay Sharma to enlighten with this event with your kind words. Sir, Vijay Sharma, sir, over to you, sir.
My pleasure. Good afternoon, Dr. Madhusudan Saraf.
Thank you.
Seeing you, sir. It was altogether a very good session, starting from Dr. Y.K. Gupta's initial remarks to your ending remark on this particular GLP thing. My thanks to Dr. Sanjeev for having invited me to participate and sharing my experiences with you. As you rightly said, sir, GLP was not a concept few years back, and some of the pioneers who have started working in this area and making it really possible. Basically, GLP started from industry way back in 1989 for the regulatory requirements, and today I'm really happy that colleges are trying to imbibe this particular quality system so that the students are aware what is required in the industry when they go for a job, and it's of a semi-skill development program also, and they are industry ready for the with this particular aspect. So it's a very good session, very informative. Participants and were very active and asking questions, which I have been continuously monitoring. I have continuously watching. Actually, I am traveling, but when I tried to listen to all the lectures on my mobile. The GLP, by now, I feel everyone has to imbibe it, and it should become secondary in nature. I always tell my juniors who come to industry when I give trainings, like you don't see a Sardarji without a pagadi. Actually make them remove their pagadi and move around. Similarly, in a toxicology type of a scenario, GLP becomes very important, and everyone has to imbibe it very seriously. And we should see that even if we are not GLP compliant laboratory, we should follow it. Even though you don't have registration or the licenses, GLP license certification and all colleges and all institutes should try at least to be having good documentation system in place. The research outcome that comes out of this type of an institute has got more weightage. So with this, I think I'll end my sharing my experience, and my thanks to all the trustees of the college, Dr. Sanjeev Acharya, Chirag, and have a happy time coming. We can see good times coming ahead. Hope everyone will be safe, and the corona period will end very soon, and we all will be meeting personally in many more this type of gatherings and conferences, wherein it becomes virtual presentations are slow is something which we are slowly accepting it. But personally, when we meet people, it is apart from the sharing of knowledge, there is a bond that is being created, and people come to know each other very in a better way. Thanks a lot. I hand it over to Dr. Acharya. I guess he's there.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you,
very
sir.
much, sir, for sharing your deep knowledge with us. Now it's time to give appreciation and suggestions of this eFDP. For the same, I request Professor Vipul Prajapati to continue with feedback session of the participants.
Yeah. Thank you for very much for giving me a chance to give. I hope I'm audible to everybody. So a very good afternoon to Dr. Sanjeev, Dr. Madhusudan Saraf, and Dr. Vijay Sharma, and Vipul Prajapati and other colleagues. So I'm Dr. Javed Ahmed Khan, HOD of Biotech Engineering and Food Technology at Chandigarh University, Punjab. So I'm working in the area of neuropharmacology and teaching to BTech Biotech and BSc MSc Biotechnology for last 15 years. So for me, it was a difficult task to join this course because it's a 5-day program and a full day. And I hope Dr. Sanjeev will agree with me. And we all are bombarded. I think most of us are bombarded with a lot of work, and it's difficult to get 5 days off. But I'm very happy that I have learned something new. Although we have been keep hearing during my university days and also our when we were doing research work, but there is always some kind of the new thing we have learned each and every day. And I thank Dr. Sanjeev for planning meticulously all the seminars in that. So from starting from the history, and today, if you see, the last session was GLP inspection, and in between test facility, resources. So everything was planned meticulously, and I think he has chosen 50% of from academics and from different industry people. So I'm really thankful for Dr. Sanjeev and other team for enlightening us in the GLP. And I'm sure that, for example, Dr. Madhusudan sir was saying that we should prepare a report. And I was actually writing each and every point. And every day I used to discuss with my PhD student, former and present also, something we can change there, whatever practices we have done, something we can add from the knowledge I have taken from this, session. There were certain glitches in starting, but I think Dr. Sanjeev and team has managed it well because it's in this COVID-19 situation. There was, IT limitation was there, and I think we all are learning from it. Like for example, if suppose this is not a COVID-19 time, I would have not known about SSR College of Pharmacy, Silvassa, and I have never known about Sanjeev, and it's very far. Well, 1,500 kilometers from Chandigarh there. But still, I don't think we are able to possibly meet there, and we're not able to meet Vijay Sharma sir and Madhusudan and other all of the people you invited. So I think it's COVID. Some of the positive points of the corona, although unfortunately many people have died and still people are suffering, and certain people livelihood are at the stake. But something positive, and I think the importance of IT as an we all have learned. And in our university, we have turned into fully teaching mode through IT. We bought software and other things. So I think same is all I think SSR College of Pharmacy also doing that. And in future, I think we all look forward to meet or go to SSR College of Pharmacy in there. And Dr. Sanjeev will recognize us from this talk. I think 150 participants is difficult, but I think I was asking continuously in each and every session some question, whatever I'm listening. And one aspect which I liked, another thing is a quiz every day. So although it's been a very long time since I've given my last exam was in 2002 when I was in Germany doing my masters. After that, a PhD coursework I have done, but I think the major exam was in International Max Planck Research School in Germany. After that, I have not given any much of the objective. So another, getting us back to university days, and I, really enjoyed waiting for the 5 o'clock the quiz when the quiz comes and doing. So there, although my executive director has said clear to me, Javed, you are doing FDP. It's okay. It's good. It's a part of this thing. And in a private setup, you know that you said, no, you have to do work. Whatever work is pending in between breaks. Unfortunately, we have very less of breaks, but lunchtime I have to, do something, 2, 3 calls and other things. And evening, whole day, whole night actually, well, up to 2 o'clock, I have to work there to finish my pending. But fortunately, it's finished. And I think a lot of learning for all of us. I think all of us are agree on that part. Thank you, Dr. Sanjeev and his team for giving us opportunity in this, to learn about GLP. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you very much, Dr. Javed Khan, sir, for sharing your valuable feedback on this Atal EFD. Okay, now I invite Dr. Anul Soni, sir. Sir.
And so I'm fortunate in to share my views and feedback at this occasion. Very good afternoon to one and all present over here. I'm Arun Soni from Faculty of Pharmacy, Dharmasi Desai University, and it's given me the immense pleasure to share my view and feedback on this event. First of all, I would like to congratulate Dr. Sanjeev Acharya, sir, Principal, SSR College of Pharmacy, and the team of SSR College of Pharmacy for their grand success and organizing and well completion of this event. Coming on the event, all the sessions were knowledgeable and resourceful. I am immensely and grateful and thankful to all the resource persons for sharing their valuable time. Also, it's one of the best knowledge informative session that I have seen upcoming this 5 days. Belonging to the pharmacology background, I have developed keen interest in research and good laboratory practice. So personally, I was very beneficial for me for the upgradation of this all the information that is shared by speakers. All the 13 and 15 session are the great, and one of my best and favorite session was by Dr. Satish Ganchal. The topic covered by the topic covered by sir is peer review histopathology. So it was a great session. All sessions are the best, but among them, because at the histopathology point of view, we are too much lack. So I can say I have great information from that session. So without taking much more time, I would like to conclude my feedback and again congratulate the team of SSR College of Pharmacy, and at the same time motivate through my sincere participation in their upcoming ventures. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much,
Hello.
sir. Thank you very much, Dr. Anur, sir. Now it is open to all. Kindly share your feedback about this Atal EFDP. Hello. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. Hi, everyone. I am
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dr. Dival, sir. Yes, just me.
basically, sir, Ahmad Khan, sir, already things. It was a wonderful event. Actually, being a QA personnel, we have learned GLP as a part of our theoretical syllabus, but never gone in much detail about the GLP. All the speakers were absolutely, what I can say, we have learned so many things out of it. Thank you so much, Sanjeev sir, the entire team of SSR and AICT for organizing such a nice event. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Dimal, sir, for sharing your views. Now over to Madhi, ma'am.
Now I invite Dr. Vishal Modi, Associate Professor, SSR College of Pharmacy, to conclude the session by vote of thanks.
Thank you, madam. It is my proud privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this momentous occasion. I profusely thanks on behalf of the SSI Memorial Trust, staff members, participants, and students to our Honorable Chief Guest, Shri, Dr. M.N. Saraf, sir, Director, SK College of Pharmacy, Mumbai. He is with us for the valedictory ceremony of AICT Training and Learning, academic sponsor online 5 days FTV on OECD Principles of Good Laboratory Practices. Sir, your speech was insightful and the one that ignited a GLP skill in all of us. Thank you, sir. We are extremely grateful to our guest of honor, Sri Dr. Vijay Sharma, Managing Partner, Saraf LLP, who despite his busy schedule has spared time for gracing this occasion and inspired us. Thank you, sir. I take this opportunity to express sincere thanks to all our eminent speakers of the eFDP event are Professor Vikas Medi sir, Professor Kulbhushan Tiku sir, Mr. Mohammad Halal B sir, Dr. Yogesh Markand sir, Mr. Percy Italia sir, Dr. Satish Patel sir, Dr. Gaurang Shah sir, Dr. Sharad Kasi sir, Dr. Vijay Sharma sir, Dr. Bharat Mani sir, Dr. Rakesh Rawal sir, Dr. Satish Panchal sir, and Dr. Mohanan PV sir. Thank you all for flourishing this event by sharing your vast experience in GLP. I express my thanks to Shri Mohan S. Delkar, Chairman of SSR Memorial Trust, for your support, vision, encouragement, and providing a stimulating environment on the campus. Thank you, sir. I take this opportunity to express our sincere thanks to our Honorable Shri Abhinav Delkar, sir, Vice Chairman, SSR Memorial Trust, for their immense guidance, support, and cooperation. I extend my thanks to Shri Ajit Deshpande, Trustee of SSR Memorial Trust, and Dr. Pankaj Sharma, PRO of SSR Memorial Trust, for your constant guidance throughout the event. Thank you, sir. I thank you, Principal Dr. Sanjeev Acharya, for his dynamic leadership, guidance, and coordination throughout the event. I would like to thank the AICD Head Office, Central Regional Office, Bhopal, and its Camp Office, Vadodara, for sponsoring this event. I further extend my thanks to moderators and anchor team for their timely coordination with the participant and resource person to make the event a grand success. I especially thanks to our attendance and quiz committee for timely coordination with all the participants and their ample support throughout this function. I thank our IT specialist, Mr. Surya Yadav, who has worked hard to ensure that this event becomes complete smoothly. I thanks all the teaching, non-teaching staff, and office bearers for their abundant support throughout this function. Finally, I thank the participants for their keen interest in the topic. We thank you so much for your cooperation throughout the event. The SSR College of Pharmacy hope that this workshop has provided a platform to share knowledge about GLP, like how non-clinical laboratory studies should be planned, performed, monitored, recorded, reported, and archived as set forth by the various authorities like USFDA. I declare this session is over. Thank you one and all. Have a good time. Stay safe. Stay healthy. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, Kashif sir. Thank you, Saraf sir, for all the coordination and cooperation, sir.
Thank you.